Hey there, welcome to the Eurostep, a Milwaukee Bucks podcast, proudly a part of the Blue Wire Podcast Network and GSPN, and presented by our pals at Prize Picks. I am Ty Windisch, one of your hosts, and we are color coordinated today, joined by Rohan Katti, both different shades of blue, but both blue, and maybe we're blue because we watched the Bucks get quote-unquote torn apart by the Raptors at home in Milwaukee, despite the Raptors and Bucks both without their best players. One team clearly was able to cope with that a lot better than the other. Rohan, how's it going on this Monday morning?
You know, I'm doing okay. You got the timeout with Ty sweatshirt on.
Oh yeah,
love that. What a throwback!
A little bit of hands for the YouTube audience,
or if you're not on YouTube, make sure to go on YouTube so you can see it. Cook
see
the books. That's two listens.
Boom,
easy. Everyone should do that.
Just double our audience if everyone does both.
Exactly. But you know, it's okay. I think it's a good get back down to earth moment for the Bucks. They've been playing a bunch of bad teams,
and OKC without anybody.
Yes, and now they play a good team, an actual good team. It was still without their best player, a good opportunity to win. But they ran into a team that has a very, very strong defense, a very strong defensive identity. Man, the Raptors are just every single position up and down the roster. It's like, oh, there's no weak spots anywhere. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But it was a interesting battle for the Bucks to see how they could, try to build on the success they've been seeing pre and the one game post All-Star break. And then they just fell apart.
Yeah, it was definitely disappointing. I think, as nice as it was to see all those wins. And, the Pelicans one, I was really like, that's great because they put a team away. And that's something we haven't seen a ton of. They did the same against OKC, who I will say that same OKC team, I think that same OKC team, I think they had Hartenstein. They didn't against the Bucks, but they did beat the Cavs almost wire to wire. And the Cavs have been pretty good since the Harden trade. By the way, I think I changed my mind on that trade, for the record. I think I'm with it now for the Cavs.
Honeymoon Harden getting to you?
More so, Ty Lue comes out the other week and says, yeah, Garland's out with the toe. No, not that toe, the other toe. And I'm like, okay, he's always out with something. And James Harden, for all the faults, he plays.
He does. He will play. Sometimes it's to your betterment, sometimes it's to your detriment, but he will play.
I mean, regular season, usually it's betterment. I mean, we all know the playoff stuff. But, I think it's better than just, nothing from Garland, which has, been what they've gotten used to. So that's just one of the lessons I've taken away from, the crumble of the Bucks being a contender is you just kind of can't rely on the guys who are never healthy. That's why I was out in Orlando the whole time this summer. I'm just like, yeah, they're never going to play. And lo and behold, they never play together.
Yeah, that's fair. Still better than the Bucks.
It's why I would send everything, not literally, but I would send probably almost all the picks, unless they win the lottery or something, for Mikal Bridges, who just plays 82 games every year.
And I'd have to send everything to get Mikal Bridges.
I posited this idea. I think the Bucks should, and we'll talk more about the Raptors game. They lost 122-94, so not a ton of bright spots there. I don't think the Knicks would just trade Mikal Bridges to the Bucks unless Giannis was coming back. I don't think they would do that. I think the Bucks' goal this summer to add their to make the big trade, whatever they're gonna do, they probably need to do it like Boston. Does Mikal go somewhere else in a deal? Because there's a lot of angst around the Knicks right now. I saw Jonathan Macri, who covers them for Knicks Film School, was like, I can't wait until they break this team up, basically. And they clearly are way less than the sum of their parts. It's a huge failure for a team to have Brunson, Bridges, Anunoby, Towns, Hart, and everyone else on that roster, and not be clearly the best team in this East. That's more talent. No team has more talent than them in the East.
Yeah,
None.
I'd say that's a fair assessment.
I don't think it's close. Maybe the Cavs are close. Harden, Mitchell, Mobley, who's I don't know, not really taking that step. Allen, who's fine, has been really good lately.
I'm in this fantasy fantasy basketball group chat, and I just have to share the most egregious thing that I've heard. If someone said they would still take Evan Mobley over Cade Cunningham in a 21,
I wouldn't take him over Jalen Duren right now, if we're being honest.
It's insane.
Like, I guess that person really likes defense, although Cade's a pretty good defender too. Yeah, that's a horrible take. You should trade with that person more. You should send them a couple offers if the deadline. My deadline just off pass in fantasy, but you should send them some trade offers. Anyway, what was we got so far afield. Oh yeah, the Knicks. But I don't think they would just be like, okay, here's Mikal Bridges for 2 firsts. But I think like if they traded Mikal somewhere to upgrade, like the Bucks should then jump in, and that's my take. Go try to steal or OG. I like OG a lot too. He's a little more banged up, but he plays most of the time.
He does play a lot, and he does serve as sort of that wing, stopper and scorer role.
And yeah, both guys can score. There's not enough touches on that team for those 4 guys. That just feels very clear. Like they're all a little underused. Brunson the least, then Towns, and then those 2 are just kind of afterthoughts.
Yeah.
They'd be great Bucks. Yeah. They'd be great Bucks.
Yeah. Try to poach him from somewhere that the Knicks dump him to.
Yeah. That would be high on my list this summer. We'll see if that happens, but if it does, they should bang the table. Unfortunately, we had a comment. So early in Ousmane Dieng mania, we said like he could be a good wing, but he can't be Paul George. And it's been living in my head that someone in our YouTube comments was earnestly like, "You guys are wrong about Ousmane Dieng," and I was like, "Yeah, we're too high on him." Then the comment goes, "He could actually do what Paul George did." I was like, we can't win. Someone's always going to disagree is what I've learned. He was 0 for 4 in 14 minutes in this game. 5 boards, though. 3 turnovers.
It looked like playoff P.
It looked like playoff P. Not all his fault. Barely played in regulation. So for this Bucks-Raptors game, you mentioned it up top. It was the defining element of the game. The Raptors' ball pressure, which the Bucks, outside of like KPJ, just be really good and beat it, which he actually did. KPJ, I thought, was phenomenal in this game, given the lack of success anything else had offensively for the Bucks. He had 21 points, 10 assists, 2 rebounds, 3 steals, and was 8 of 11 from the field. Still a minus 16, but that's not on him. Like, literally nothing else worked. So he could beat the pressure. Nobody else could as an individual. The Bucks had no other answers. Just nothing.
No, I think it was one of the worst Ryan Rollins games I've seen in a while. Like, he was just getting so frustrated by all of the Raptors' length and that ball pressure. There were a couple times where he just tried to take defenders on one-on-one in the mid-range and was just getting swatted. And I'm like, this is what's going on here?
Well, and his takes to the rim.
It didn't seem right.
His rim takes weren't that... I mean, he just was like tightly contested. He couldn't get past the pressure enough, so then he'd miss at the rim, and that's like basically a fast break for Toronto at that point.
Yeah. Jamal Shed, man.
He's a menace. That's a great pickup for them. Rollins still did end up scoring 21. Like he hit 4 of 7 from 3 helped a lot. He had 9 rebounds, so it wasn't like he did nothing. But he was 6 of 17 from the field with 5 turnovers. So definitely a hard offensive night for him. The only other 2 double scorers are Miles Turner, who couldn't hit threes, but Raptors are pretty small, so he had some stuff going in the paint. Great to see him back, by the way. He had been out before and after the break with a calf strain, was questionable, and then did play. I thought looked good. And then Cam Thomas had 15 because he's Cam Thomas. A lot of those came early. He had a pretty good early run when the Bucks actually had a lead in the first quarter, and then was not as good later in this game. Not really a pressure beater player, but he can just get a shot off.
Yeah, he'll get shots off against anybody. It doesn't really matter. He'll do what Ryan Rollins couldn't do, and is like take guys one-on-one.
Yeah, it is valuable to have that, but you need more than that, which I think this game made clear because he and KPJ combined for 36 points, but the Bucks got smoked in both of their minutes. And again, I'm not saying it. I'm not blaming those guys, but you need more than just that on offense. You need more than just one guy can go break down the defense, and the Bucks did not have it in this game. We gave Doc a break, like immediate post bereavement, because I think that was a fair thing to do. Darvin Ham coached the team better, though.
Yeah.
It's not total apples to apples because Kuzma, I think, was out for one of the games and Turner was. So, like, there was really no choice but to play Nance and Dieng. But in this game, we barely got any of either. Nance played 5 minutes. He did play some real minutes, but it was very late in the game. Dieng played 14, but again, I want to say, let's see, in the fourth quarter where the Bucks punted pretty early, Dieng played 6.5 and Nance played 1.5. So They combined for under 20 total minutes in this game. And you just look at the best offensive possessions the Bucks had in those little winning streaks. One or both of those guys were on the floor for almost all of them.
Quick decision makers. That's what matters, is people who have that ability to really think on the fly and make defenses move and react. And those are two guys, I mean, given they have a lot of deficiencies in other aspects, but that's where they really excel.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like now, and I was kind of worried about this when those guys really came on, but a lot of Bucks, key rotation members were out of now the job gets harder for Doc, because how do you figure out the rotation now when Doc does not really go deep into the bench? 9 guys played double-digit minutes. Again, there was a bunch that played in garbage time. Nance, you could say Nance was the 10th. He got one short stint before garbage time, but 4 minutes, who cares? And Giannis is hopefully back soon. He's doing 3-on-3 and 4-on-4 was the big update. So 5-on-5, and then probably can return. Obviously is not back quite yet, but I do think this will certainly be back at some point in this 9 out of 10 at home stretch that we've got over the next couple of weeks. Someone else is going to lose minutes, 30 minutes probably. If I assume they're going to be cautious and not go too much higher than that. I don't trust Doc to make the right choices on that.
No, I really don't either. And it kind of speaks to the roster imbalance that we've been, harping about all season long, is how do you really fill those minutes? Who's sizing up? Because no one can really size down when you have when your big rotation is really filled out, and Giannis is taking a lot of that. Unless Giannis is the one sizing down.
That does not sound good to me either.
Play Giannis at the 2. Why not?
Well, I feel like they have enough players to do a pretty logical rotation with the right sizes, but here's the issue is we all just know Kuzma and Portis are going to play. And frankly, based on what we've seen, I think the Bucks would be better off short and long term if Nance and Jeng played over them. Which sounds crazy to say. If you told me that in October, I'd be like, wow, I'm kind of low on Bobby and Kuz, but that doesn't sound right. I just think that's the evidence that we've seen is they're better. They're a better basketball team.
More Bob than Kuz. Or sorry, the other way around. I would like to see Bob sit more than Kuz.
I just think both can go. I think Kuz is
any given night.
That's the problem.
He is the best embodiment of the Bucks on the Karis LeVert wheel.
Yeah.
For those unfamiliar, there's this. I wish one of the greatest NBA Twitter tweets of all time is that Karis LeVert, every single possession spins a wheel with a range of NBA players on it, from Michael Jordan to Anthony Bennett or something, and that's who he decides to play as for a given possession.
For Kuz, I think it's not as many options, and it's by quarter, not by for whatever reason with him. If he makes 2 layups in the start of a quarter, he's gonna have an 18-point quarter. But then the next quarter, he might be unable to find the rim from 2 feet away. But I think the issue with him is not an instinctive passer like Nance is. And Jang, I don't want to give him he's this great shooter because they're pretty similar, but certainly he showed some more upside there and defensively, I think, than Kuzma has. And what are we playing for? There's both a desperation to win now, and it's can we find out what we have in this restricted free agent before this pivotal summer that's going to determine the direction of the franchise for the next decade plus? Maybe we can't, because Kuz has to play, because that's who we traded Chris Middleton for.
No. I think.
Yeah. What would you do? What would your rotation be? Let's do it that way.
Yeah, let's do that. I think I would do Rollins, AJ. I think I would bring. I don't know if there's a good enough argument to bring KPJ off the bench.
I know he's been really good. Yeah, those two overlap a bit.
So I guess it's KPJ, Rollins, AJ, Giannis, Turner.
The last two.
This is when Giannis comes back.
Yeah.
And then you've got a bench of Cam Thomas. Who's your 2? Usman Jeng. Kyle Kuzma, Pete Nance,
Sims.
Big Sims.
You know what I would consider trying? KPJ, Green, Jang, Giannis, Turner.
Oh no, you're benching Rollins again?
I am benching Rollins again, although I'm probably playing him a lot with Giannis throughout the game. But I like the Rollins-Thomas combo.
Thomas with another, like a true point guard or a point guard.
Yeah.
On the in that lineup works really, really well.
Especially when it can cover for him defensively. Yeah, and I know there's some push to start Thomas because he's shown these incredible scoring games. This is one thing I think Doc has nailed. This is a sixth man, and you've just got to think we're bringing back Giannis. Thomas and Giannis, I just don't think Thomas Giannis kind of rhymes, but I just don't think that's going to be a great starting combo. I think that's the struggle though. That's why I think they're in a weird spot where there's no perfect answer. Because I also really like Rollins Giannis because KPJ, for all he's done well, and he was 1 of 1 against Toronto, but his 3-ball has really left him since the first month of the season. I know he shot it well last year, but he's been, I think, one of the worst 3-point shooters over the last, X 30 games, whatever it is. So if he really cannot hit any catch and shoot threes, then I'd probably switch that and do Rollins, Green, Jang. But I like having the big wing out there in that group. I just don't like the 2-point guard and Green lineup. So I would try to avoid it. You can do KPJ Thomas off the bench. They have tried to make KPJ more. I mean, he had 10 assists. He had more assists than the rest of the Bucks combined against Toronto. God. He has done that. They had 18 as a team. He had 10. So maybe that could work too. I'd give KPJ the nod first. I do really like how he's played lately. And then the bench group, I would do Rollins, Thomas, Nance, Sims with Kuz / Bob as I guess rotating 10th man. Kind of depending on how the other team looks, I guess. If they're really small, maybe Kuz because he can size down. We've seen him guard smaller players. Whereas if they're bigger / have less threats, maybe Bob. But I think that's the way it should be.
You remember earlier in the season when we saw Kuz at the 5 in bench units and then never saw it again?
Yeah, because it was bad. I didn't like that.
There was one, I wish I remembered, but there was one game in particular where it really worked.
Yeah, he had a couple blocks. I remember after that game, I was like, could he be a weak side rim protector? I think you said no, actually. But I'm ready to not ride the ride anymore, and I'm just assuming they're going to trade him.
I don't know what it is.
He's really won you over even more than me. I've been the Kuz apologist, but
I don't know what's going on with me.
I don't either.
I tweeted about
Kuzma syndrome.
It's wild how much Kyle Kuzma's game is growing on me. And then, I think he was socialist Bucks. He was just this Stockholm syndrome. And it's it might be.
He just came off.
It genuinely might be.
3 points on 3 shots against Toronto in 18 minutes.
Hey, listen, it's not everyone's day.
It wasn't anyone's day. It was one guy's day. That's it.
But it just, I don't know, man. There's something there. It's
the same thing that's always been there.
I know, but it's something that can work.
I don't. On his good days, I think
I don't want to give it up.
I want to give it up. I don't want to ride the ride because it's a wheel. I don't want to play a wheel anymore. I just want to play her.
Really good. What if you get good spins?
We know the hit rate. There was a possession.
What if you get good spins?
He was 0 of 2. Rohan. You might need to call the number. Not Rohan. Kuzma. He had a possession where he got an underhand shovel pass 2 feet above the 3-point line, above the break, and immediately shot it with 19 left on the clock. I'm just you're a 32% 3-point shooter. You can't do that. And you've been good about it this year, but 2 of his 3 shots were threes. One of them was fine. One of them was an open catch and shoot later. Whatever, you have to take that. You need to get downhill more. And he just did nothing like that in this game. And it was a lot of ball pressure, but he's a guy I thought they could look to kind of beat that pressure, and he was a total non-factor.
I'll tell you what, I did see that shot, and I was like, wait, did he make a basket prior? What am I missing here?
He made one total. I don't remember what it was. Maybe he did make it right before.
It felt like a heat check.
I was
he didn't.
Maybe there is a possession wheel, the results just don't reflect it, but he's I'm AJ Green.
Yeah, he determines which Buck he wants to play.
Yeah, he gets Giannis once every 40 quarters, and that's what's got you hooked.
And the rest of it is now Cam.
A lot of Trent. It's a big Trent slice.
Trent's a good one.
Coming into this game,
3 garbage time.
I was kind of like coming into this game. I was like, what if it's not anyone being good, but just they got rid of Trent? That theory did not hold up against the Raptors, but
no. And sometimes like you just lose games. Like we didn't expect them to win every game. Just don't get embarrassed.
I do think they kind of needed this one. Not needed, that's strong, but we talked about the schedule. There's a lot we'll talk about this week, but there's a lot of good teams coming up at home, which is nice. But the Raptors without Barnes are like minus 3.8 net, which is probably around where the Bucks are season long. But they've not been good. They've lost those minutes. Like that's their team low mark with Barnes off. And I think they're better with one Raptor on, but he hasn't played a ton. So like he's their big on-off shift. He's clearly their best player. He's out for personal reasons.
Hepburn's on the Raptors?
Yeah.
Huh.
I think he's played well there. Well, I don't know that. What am I talking? I don't know. I don't know how Chucky Hepburn's done on the Raptors. They have Tanji too. Someone's got Tanji. He's playing.
Boston. Signed him for a 10-day.
Yeah. Boston's got Tanji. He's been really good in the G League. There's going to be so many badges. Like I told you all about Tanji. We'll see. We'll see. They do develop players very well, so that's good for him.
I was going to say from Wisconsin too.
Well, yeah. Oh, like born?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
wait,
that.
I don't know if Tanji was born in Wisconsin.
Oh.
But who am I thinking of? The Marquette guy who transferred out.
Oh.
Hauser. Sam
Hauser. Oh, yeah, Hauser. I thought you meant the other. No, it doesn't. We don't have to. Who's the one with the brother? There were two of them, and they were really good.
Hauser.
Is that who I'm thinking of? Oh, yeah, Sam and Joey. Was Joey the other one? Okay. Yeah, you're right. It was Hauser. Anyway, we were both on that one. And we're also both on Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy platform in our hearts, where you can shoot your shot and you get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. That's right. Prize Picks is now giving you $50 in lineups when you sign up and play your first $5. Prize Picks makes every dunk, every dime, and every board that much more exciting. So don't miss this chance to get started on America's #1 app for sports picks. The thing that everyone needs to keep in mind is I don't know how many more wins we're going to see in terms of our team. But I know we can win any night, even if our team doesn't win on Prize Picks, which just makes it so much more fun. And it sometimes, not more fun. It just makes it fun because we don't get a lot of fun. You can pick from all your favorite sports, of course, basketball, but also baseball, hockey, UFC, soccer, college basketball, tennis, golf, really fun event over the weekend, esports, and more. And now they have early payouts. If your players get off to a hot start, you can cash out the winnings before the games end if you're nervous that maybe that won't hold up. So download the Prize Picks app today. Use code EUROSTEP to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5, whether you win or lose. You can go and pick more or less than a bunch of different player stat categories. That's Prize Picks app today. And use code EUROSTEP. You get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5, whether you win or lose. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
Baseball too.
Oh yeah, baseball. We're Cactus League going on.
Yeah.
Brandon Lockridge, I think, hit the first dinger.
He did.
I wouldn't have had that on Prize Picks. I don't think that's on there, but shout out to the Lock Man. Have you watched any yet?
I haven't watched any. I've been keeping tabs.
I was gonna throw it on the TV, but it wasn't on the FanDuel channel. I think you can watch it on the.
Be a thing.
Well, I don't know is it unclear or is it not going to be on there? I thought it was still going to be on there.
It's going to be part of MLB TV, but I don't know what the broadcast rights are. I don't know if that's actually been determined yet.
I feel like which is like kind of crazy because we're like a month and a half, less than a month, 6 weeks away from the season. But anyway, excited for that. Might need to lean into that a little bit here. But
might need to bring on some guests for a corner or so.
We might need to have a corner. Crew corner.
Crew corner.
With
a friend of the pod.
Do you have any? What do you think about Jang's bad game? I think clearly
he just didn't get an opportunity. Like it's very. Again, this is such small sample data we're working with, so it's really, really hard to extrapolate and do things of that nature. So it's tough to attribute to whether this was just low leverage situation, which didn't really translate. And when we've seen him in actual medium to high leverage minutes, it works out. We've seen it work. Or if it's just, He had a bad game, and he's had a couple bad games in a row, and he's just not used to playing actual minutes in the NBA. I don't know. I think we just have to wait and see. I don't think too much of it. I still believe in his potential as a player, but I'm not sitting here saying, "Oh my God, he had two, not great games. It's kind of over."
I mean, because he was fine against New Orleans.
Yeah,
he shot
I'm
it
saying
well.
relative to his first. Couple.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have 19, 11, and 6 and 4 blocks like he did against the Thunder.
So I'm thinking even when he's not scoring, he's still affecting the game. I think one of the best things that he does as a Buck is whenever he gets a rebound, he is pushing that ball immediately, and he's looks back. He's like, "Oh, are my teammates actually going to come?"
Him and Rollins. Rollins always ends up going against 3 Raptors, and he shoots it too much when he should just pull out. But also, can anyone else run, please?
Just get back. They're trying to do this. That's how you generate these easier shots for yourself, especially against a defensive heavy team, and they just couldn't do it.
No.
So I think it's still. I think I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
3 turnovers in 15 minutes isn't great.
No, I mean, he struggled probably as much as anyone against the ball pressure. I think Rollins, you just saw it more because he played more minutes, but he had some high points. Jang struggled in his first 5 minutes and then basically didn't get to play again until garbage time. I just think he and Nance need to play 25 plus minutes a night every single game until one or both of them shows you that they're actually not as good as they've looked. But I don't think it's I think they are good players, and I think the Bucks need to lean into them more. I think the numbers Frank Madden shared before the game have actually been pretty good with the Rollins, KPJ, Green starting trio. I personally just don't like it. I just think not even just the offensive rebounding stuff, but first it was small ball 2015 or so, but the move we've seen since then has really been big ball. It's can we just find more skilled big players who can do, put the ball on the deck, pass, shoot, etc. And I just don't think there's a lot of teams where Rollins, KPJ, Green is going to be all that functional of a 1-2-3. I just think you need more size. And whether you want to say the 2-point guards, whether you want to bench Green or start Green, I would still start him, especially when Giannis is back. But he has had 2 bad games in a row. I think that's the other thing we probably need to cover on this show is our thoughts on AJ Green, who did not, I think he scored 3 points against the Pelicans, but they played really well in his minutes. And Doc after the game basically said,
did he even score? I don't know if he scored.
You're right, he didn't, because I think he had 3 in the last 2 combined. He had 1 of 6 against Toronto. Doc basically said, last time Green killed the Pelicans by shooting. This time they went with him and he opened up a bunch of space below. So we still gave him a downside, except he just didn't, you could still make shots and do that, but he served more of a purpose. I think generally his gravity is helpful even when he's not making shots, but 1 of 6 with 1 rebound, 1 assist, 2 fouls is just not a starter line, even with gravity. And he just needs to do more individually as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's great, excuse me, that he's affecting the game when he's not scoring. That's awesome. But that shouldn't be the norm, right? Yeah. That it should be expected that he is going to be out there to make shots. That's your whole thing, man. Yep. That's the big thing about AJ Green is he's out there to shoot and he's out there to make shots. So when he's not doing that at a consistent rate, which he hasn't been doing for a little bit now, it's a little concerning.
Yeah, I mean, this was a game where, in addition to everything else, I mean, they had 19 turnovers to 18 assists. If you look through the league history, that's probably, I would guess, a very small percentage of games won when a team has more turnovers than assists. That just shows you an unhealthy offense. But also the Bucks were 9 of 32 from 3, 28%. And that had been their strength all year, was being able to hit threes. Rollins was 4 of 7. That means the other Bucks were 5 of 25, which is quite bad.
Not great.
And KPJ was 1 of 1. So the 2 point guards you start together were 5 of 8. Which means everybody else besides those 2 were 4 of 24. Green was 1 of 4. Turner was 2 of 7. Cam Thomas 1 of 2. And that's it.
No one else on the bench besides Cam made a 3.
Yeah. And they all shot one except for TA and Jericho, which makes sense.
Did you see that push shot from Jericho?
He's driving me crazy. He's a legitimately good player. He's made some nice passes out from the interior on the rebounds, which has been cool to see. He obviously can dunk everything. You just gotta like the screens, man. He had an even worse one than the usual, which is like he like digs his elbow in and scoops like he's trying to dig something up. He just two-hand pushed a guy. You can't do that, Jericho. You just can't do that.
He was like, oh, it's the obligatory offensive foul from Jericho. And that's what it feels like.
He takes himself out of games. I mean, he only had 3 in this game, but like the other game against the Pelicans, I think, or maybe the Thunder, I think both, like he just keeps doing it. And like you take yourself out of being able to play minutes, and especially now Turner was back. It didn't matter as much. But in those games, like if Turner's out, you need to be available. Just catch lobs.
Even when Turner's playing, like he can still get like 20 minutes because Miles Turner. You don't want to push him; he's coming off the half streak. Yeah, you still like he only. I mean, given a lot of it was garbage time, but he played. Why does it say 23 minutes and 60 seconds?
B-ball ref says 24. That's interesting. Exactly 24. 23, 60.
23 minutes and 60 seconds is crazy. NBA fix your stupid broken site.
That's hilarious.
That's insane. How many that just made me upset. 24 minutes for Jericho Sims, 24:50 or 49 for Miles Turner. So I know a lot of that was garbage time, but you still have a role even when Turner's back. Like you're important. You're good. You've shown like these last like month that you're a good player. Just stop being an idiot.
It's
Have you tried that?
It must just be like, because obviously they've gone over it with him. Because this has been his clear biggest weakness. Maybe not. This staff, maybe not. No, they got Vin Baker. I'm sure Vin Baker's talked to him about this. He usually.
Do you think they let Vin Baker do coaching things?
There's probably some time between like, I don't know, whatever Doc's up to.
I was going to say, Doc, do you think he just cannibalizes the whole time?
This reminds me of when I won the title in 08. I don't even know if he talks about it. He probably just leaves. Like, whatever. You guys do whatever you want. Go into the sim. He says, Sims? You want to talk to me, coach? No, the golf sim. Golf sim. Not you, Sims. You go talk to Vin or someone, Dave. I don't care. My son, he's here.
I'll get KG on the phone for you.
Yeah. Right. He's going to call you the best. He reminds me a lot of me because you can't listen to these guys when they work with a player. He's just got to stop, though. He does it all the time. He's just got to stop doing that.
It drives me crazy. Every game, I'm like, is this going to be the one? Is this going to be the one where he learns? And it's just not. And I just get disappointed. I feel like
he had turned a corner, and then he like regressed. But I think it must just be like in his head. He's like, I got to set the screen so well. I got to spring the offensive player. Like you don't. You don't have to push a guy with two hands.
I don't believe that because it's like if you're thinking I got to set the screen right, my reflex, and I'm not a basketball player. I want to make that clear. My reflex would not be to stick my arms out and shove a guy.
I just think sometimes, so like the goal of a screen is to impede the defensive player.
Yeah, create separation.
And sometimes you know something going in and you say it to yourself. I mean, all my MLB The Show hackers out there can relate. I'm at the plate, 1-0 count. I'm just going to take a pitch. If it's not right down the middle, I don't need to swing at this. Fastball 3 inches above the zone, I'm hacking at it. You know what I mean? Like you see it and your eyes just light up. I almost feel like that's him. Of just like, okay, I'm going to stay set. I'm going to be firm. I'm not going to throw an elbow or both hands. And like, oh, he's getting around me. Oh, I need to help Ryan here. And just trucks the guy.
I think he just needs to start saying, I'm going to start setting bad screens. But they're actually going to end up being good if it's like a good normal screen. Because he's big.
I think it was against the Pels. Dude. I think it was against the Pels. I thought he actually had it clean. He leveled somebody. I don't remember who it was. He did. And I actually thought sometimes I feel like unfairly they're like legal screen, but you totally like hammered this guy, so it's going to be an illegal screen. Maybe he did lead into him a bit, which you really can't do. But he had a really like hard, like you don't see him like that too much these days. But this one was laughably bad.
You have to call him out, but
yeah, it was like around half court. Like it was like kind of a weird situation. But this was probably his worst of the year so far.
Yeah, I think it was.
Just two-hand push is crazy. Like you're regressing. That's like clear. Like sometimes he moves the elbow a lot, which is what he does. And like it looks pretty bad too. But this one was just hilarious.
Yeah. Remember when we thought the Garys would really be important?
Yeah. Rip to that dream.
Yeah. I don't even get to bring up Garrus and Grant.
No, they're both out now. So back to Green. Do you think he should continue to be a starter / should he be locked to the 2 as a starter? Because he's basically playing the 3 right now, which I don't think is... I'll spoil my answer. I think he should start, but at the 2 only. I don't think he's a 3.
I think he should start. I think he absolutely should start. I get it from a perspective of every single Buck essentially is better with playing with AJ compared to not playing with AJ.
Yeah.
If you look at like the stat line shifts, it's basically every single Buck. And especially like guys like Giannis and Turner and things like that. Actually, except KPJ. I'm looking at the stat line shifts on Data Baller. By the way, Data Baller V3 is incredible.
Oh, nice.
Everyone should go
check it out. Yeah.
Every single stat besides plus minus is for it. This is crazy. KPJ with AJ is a plus 4.6, and that's the only stat he has better. Without AJ, he's a minus 11.9, which I guess it's single plus minus shifts, so that's not really what you would want to see. But as of every single stat, like counting stats like points, assists, rebounds, turnover percentage, true shooting, free throw, and 3-point percentage, is all better without AJ Green for Kevin Porter Jr., which is kind of like, he should come off the bench if AJ is starting. So, but again, this is whole season, so you can't really say that because a lot of things have changed over the last couple of weeks. So, but the point I'm trying to make is most Bucks are playing better with AJ Green, which is why I think he should still start.
Yeah, I just think the AJ Green Giannis combo has worked very well for them since AJ's played real minutes on the team. And obviously Turner's going to be the 5. I would want to keep those 3, and then fill in the gaps.
There's 3 starters locked in.
I don't think AJ's locked.
I think he's locked.
I would want to keep him. I mean, it's certainly how the team has treated him, but it's not been the greatest season for him.
Okay, there's 2 starters locked in, 1 written in erasable pen. Where it's like you don't want to erase it because it'll look like a little bit of a mess, but technically you could.
And you could even say that's true for the point guard spot too, where it's like it's going to be at least one of those 2 guys. It's not like a mystery who they're going to, you're not like, which of their 5 point guards again. It's going to be KPJ and or Rollins, at least one.
Bringing it back. They're gonna trade for or have the Suns cut Cole Anthony so they can sign him again.
I picked up that Pirtle game. We have to like guess which player it is and I give you the hints. It was Cole Anthony like 2 days after the trade. I was like, how did they even update this fast? Like I didn't think of him as a Sun. So I'm like, it's not Colin Gillespie? Like what other short guards are on the Suns? It was freaking Cole Anthony. Totally forgot. He's going to play now, I guess, because they just had a horrible run of injuries.
Oh yeah. Dylan Brooks broke his hand.
Yeah. Brooks got a hip thing, but he's reevaluated in a week, so hopefully not that bad. I think Grayson just sprained an ankle.
Yeah. Jalen Green's bad.
It's back, but bad. Yeah. It's kind of
a game winner, though.
Yeah. He's like 2 of 10 or something and then hit the game-winning 3. Mamba mentality, yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
We can't talk anything. The Suns are a good team.
Yeah. Well, they didn't have him when they were a good team. We'll see how that plays out now.
He's just the curse.
I don't know what else about. I'm just really disappointed in this game. Like, I think
this was a good opportunity to showcase, like, hey, we're actually good. Yeah, like, we're actually a good team.
This was it. I mean, again, they beat OKC. They had the one win against Orlando, who is like barely a good. I know they're much better than the Bucks record wise, but barely a good team, if we're being honest.
Yeah, the Raptors are a good team,
and them like,
even without Scottie.
They're like the one East team who everyone's like, yeah, maybe everyone in the top 6 could win the East except them.
I don't know. They've got the defensive acumen
against the Bucks.
Yeah.
Without Scottie, I think they're like probably Orlando level.
No, that's fair.
They're fine. They're like probably play in, like maybe just above play in. Like, speaking of that, the Heat are coming to town tomorrow. The Cavs are coming to town Wednesday. Then the Knicks on Friday, and then going to Chicago on Sunday to play the Bulls, who are playing like the worst team in the league right now. But Heat, Cavs, Knicks over the next 4 days. I guess 4 days after today, over the next 5 days, counting today. But that is a hell of a 3 and 4. I mean, how important is this Heat game to you? Because I think that the Cavs on second night of a back-to-back and then Knicks a day after, 2 days after, that just, I'm not optimistic about good performances there.
No, me neither. For the Cavs, again, it's the second night of a back-to-back for the Bucks. So they already have that built-in excuse from Doc. And the Cavs, like you're saying, are playing really, really well after the Harden trade. And then the Knicks are going to just be, they need a get-right game. And if there's a get-right game on their schedule, it's the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah. Well, I think they...
So I'm not confident in those games, but I think the Heat game just becomes exponentially more important.
The Knicks had the Knicks had their get-right game against the Bulls.
Yeah, okay, fair.
They only beat them by 6, though, so it's like that should count as a loss.
I wouldn't say that's a get-right game.
Yeah.
You need to, blow out a team.
Let's see. Do the Cavs... Oh, the Cavs are also... Actually, the Cavs... Okay, I kind of want to watch this game instead. Knicks at Cavs Tuesday night. Same night the Bucks play the Heat. So the Cavs will also be on the second night of a back-to-back for whatever that's worth, which has kind of been a trend.
And a road back-to-back. Not too much of a road of a travel.
Right.
Still travel nonetheless.
The Knicks, though, will be as rested as the Bucks. They do not play on Thursday.
Do they play on Wednesday?
No, so they will be more rested than the Bucks significantly. They get 2 days off.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. Are they going to be able to travel?
What do you mean? The Knicks, the snowstorm? Yeah. Well, they might already be in Cleveland if they got out. Yeah. So if they got out, they'll be fine because then they'll just go from Cleveland right to Milwaukee.
Yeah. And isn't it Jersey that's being hit the most? I don't know.
I think I saw Jersey. I think it's okay. I think I saw a video that the city was going to get hit too, but
I don't know. I don't live in New York.
No. Yeah,
New York, mellow.
This Heat game is going to be interesting. Pat Riley just got a statue for the Lakers.
Yeah.
He said
Dwayne Wade was there.
He said I put the DNA of the Lakers in Dwayne Wade, which is just a crazy way to say that.
That's what were you doing with Dwayne Wade, man?
What do you
mean by that, Pat Riley?
We've let go of phrasing apparently.
No, I want you to expand on that. What do you mean, Pat? What do you mean you put the DNA of the Lakers in him?
It's a little crazy. That is a little crazy. So he said
I saw that was driving Heat people mad.
I'm sure it was.
And not for the obvious
reason. Not even for the funny reason, but yeah, you don't want to attribute your franchise GOAT to the Lakers. The Heat are very rested, by the way. They beat Memphis by 16 on Sunday. They have not played since.
Yep, they have Tyler Hero back, who's looking good.
Yeah.
You already know he's going to go off on the Bucks.
Let's see. Yeah, Wiggins had 28. Hero off the bench had 14, 5, and 6 against Memphis. Norm had 25. Yakachonis is starting now, had 12, 3, and 5. Has done some good pick and roll stuff. I'm sure the Bucks doc's gonna say we didn't know about the Yakachonis kid. How could we have known? Ware had 11 and 15 off the bench. They just have a lot of all these good players they tried to trade for Giannis. That wasn't enough clearly, but they do have good players.
T.A. Hackett away.
Davion Mitchell's not with team. I don't know what's going on there. Hopefully all's okay with him. Tonight, by the way, only 3 games on, but one of them, Spurs Pistons on Peacock.
Ooh.
I've started watching some national games. I did good basketball in my life.
Yeah, that is good basketball.
I watched Pistons Knicks the other day.
Oh.
No Duran, no beef stew, and the Pistons still beat the hell out of the Knicks. I'm done with this whole, we have to discount the Pistons because they're young in the East. I think the Pistons are going to win the East.
I think the Pistons are just a machine.
Yeah. Second best point differential in the NBA. Best record
They're the best record in the NBA.
Yeah, if they can stop fighting, I'm on board. And I don't like to do this. Like I wasn't one of the Packers people who was like, oh, good for the Lions. No, they're division rival. I don't like them. But I just can't deny the reality. The Pistons are awesome.
Yeah, and it's less of a rivalry, right, than it is in the NFL.
Yeah, they won. What did the Bucks win? Like 16-17 or something crazy. Like, and basketball is just different. Yeah,
it's just not. It's not a rivalry, a true rivalry.
No,
as it is in the NFL, like with division rivals, like because it's you play 2 of your 17 games every year against this team.
Yeah,
17, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
probably 18 soon.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, they don't care.
What are you doing, Roger Goodell? Somehow better than Adam Silver.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? I agree with that.
Yeah. I'm so out on Adam Silver.
Yeah.
What's something we could do? Tournament solves it.
Tournament. AI. Influencers.
Let's get these 200 influencers. Did anyone do make any content about this besides? No. I know we talked about this already. No. But besides the celebrity 3-point contest that we saw,
nobody watched.
Yeah. But at least that person was, I couldn't tell you who it was, but at least someone was streaming it.
I think next time, if he really wants to lean into influencers, next time he makes a team replace their tanking GM, it should be Jesser. Who's someone in our comments said they met Jesser. He's really nice on YouTube. So I apologize to Jesser. I don't think I said anything too bad about him, but
I don't really watch Jesser.
Yeah, I don't know about him. But
I will say, from what I've gleaned, I think Jesser is one of the better ones.
Just imagine. It's Utah. Silver gets pissed off. He makes him kick out Ainge and whoever's their actual GM is, Austin Ainge. And it's Jesser. And it's Utah's on the clock. I think he might still. He might have gone somewhere. He might be in Boston now. He might be in Boston now. I feel like he's in Boston. Utah Jazz on the clock, pick 3, just Jesser. I don't even know if he's a Twitch guy, but live somewhere. All right, what do we think, chat? Boozer or Demansta? What, chat? I'm going to put a poll up. We have 10 minutes to get the pick in. I'll put 8-minute poll, and we'll see. Oh, chat saying Bryce James. All right, call it in. I don't think Bryce James is draft eligible yet, but.
No, he is not. Zanuck is the GM of the Jazz.
Oh, congratulations to Justin Zanuck. Doesn't really run the team, though. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Wait, where's Danny Ainge?
He's gone now, I guess.
Since when?
He kind of stepped back a year or 2 ago.
And I guess it just didn't. No, he's the CEO of the Utah Jazz now.
Okay, yeah. So technically he's not doing basketball ops, but realistically he probably is.
Yeah. And
what's Austin's title?
He's the Pobo. Yeah. He stepped over Zanuck.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I feel bad for Justin Zanuck.
Well, Zanuck foolishly didn't work somewhere where his dad also works, and he should think about doing that.
Yeah. He should have just been the GM of the Bucks.
He tried that too. It didn't work out for him.
It did not work out.
I wonder how different things would be. You can't assume it would be better.
You can't.
They did win a title.
You can. Yeah, you can't assume it would be better. I think it's likely worse.
Yeah.
Anyway, what were we even talking
about? I don't know. Just the league, because talking about the Bucks is sad. But yeah, Heat, Cavs, Knicks. The Heat game I just think is really important, because if you get smoked again, I'm going to be really worried about that Cavs game, because they're not bouncing back from a loss. And the Knicks they're skidding a little bit, but on a clear talent perspective, obviously they're going to have a leg up, even if Giannis does play.
Yeah, they should beat the Bucks.
You think Giannis plays this week?
Them.
Yeah.
I think so. If there was a stretch to come back, man, it's now.
Yeah. He hasn't done 5-on-5 yet, so I could still see it being a couple days. I'm wondering, maybe Cavs, trying to give him a chance.
Come back against the Bulls on the road again.
Yeah, I guess that has been a trend. I feel like that'd probably be the latest we'd see him now.
Yeah, that is Sunday, March 1st.
Yeah.
Which is less than a week away. It's less than a week until March.
Week left in February.
Oh, no. I have some work to get done.
And then the Celtics, the second night of a back-to-back after that. But you get a couple extra hours because the Sunday game's an afternoon game.
And it's just a drive. You're not.
Yeah, it's just a drive. But it's still 2 games in, 2 days.
Yeah, but essentially still at home. You're going to sleep in your bed that night.
Hopefully after a win.
Hopefully before a win too. That doesn't make any sense.
Hopefully that's what they believe. The Celtics are second in the East, 2 games in the loss column ahead of the Knicks. Still just crazy. And probably getting Tatum back this year.
Yeah, I'm probably getting Tatum back this month. Maybe not this month because it's February,
within the next
March.
30 days. Yeah. Yeah, it seems like it. He was at practice, which is not confirmed if he's practicing, but he did practice with the Maine Celtics, formerly the Maine Red Claws.
They asked Joe Mazzulla, did Jason Tatum practice? He said he was at practice.
Yeah, this was a real AJ and Griffin thing, but the difference is Mazzulla's good.
Yeah, the difference is this is Mazzulla's whole thing.
Yeah.
And people should expect that. And he has a track record of winning games.
Yeah.
I still don't like Joe Mazzulla, but
I would do anything for him to be the Bucks coach.
Oh, man.
He's the opposite of Doc, because he's like no excuses.
No.
I could deal,
buddy. We're watching The Town.
I could deal with all the Town stuff and like the funniest Mazzulla thing was when they asked him, "Did you see the royal family was at the game?" Because like I forget which ones. Kate, I think. Maybe I don't think it was Meghan and Harry. I think it was Kate.
No, I think it was Kate and William.
William, whatever. I feel the same way I think about. Well, not totally. Halfway the same as Mazzulla on this one. And he goes, "The royal family, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph."
It's like, come on, man. Like, I know the person asking that was like British press or whatever. So it's like, yeah, you're gonna ask that question. Yeah. But like, what did you expect?
It's just
actually maybe they didn't expect anything. They didn't know what they were doing.
No, yeah, if you're not super familiar, you're gonna think, oh, of course, we loved having him here. It's so cool, blah blah blah. Mazzulla does not care, and I love that about him.
Yeah, very nice.
The Bucks did move up to 11th because the Bulls are losing at such a rapid rate. Mm-hmm. They are still tied in the loss column with the Hawks at 9th and the Hornets in 10th, who the Hornets had lost a couple games too.
They were half a game yesterday. They were half a game out of 10th, and now they're 1.5 games out of 10th.
The Hornets won and the Bucks lost. The Hawks won too. They have a game against the Hawks next week that is going to be absolutely crucial to actually taking 10th. Because contrary to how they've looked, the Hawks are not tanking and have no motivation to tank. They're just not good.
Correct. In fact, they have a motivation not to tank because the Spurs have their pick.
Yes. They do not have their pick. They just are bad.
They just have the Pelicans pick. So they're like, you know what? We're fine.
Yeah, whatever. Could be worse. So that game is going to be big because the Hawks, maybe they'll lose a lot down the stretch, but they have no... It doesn't matter for them. Like they're not.
God, what if the Spurs get another top 3 pick?
That'd be bad.
Oh no. I didn't even think about that until now.
Well, how about OKC with the Clippers pick after the Clippers decided to sell?
But I still think they're gonna win. They're still a play-in team.
Well, yeah,
but firmly a play-in team.
But they're 4 in the loss column ahead of Memphis, who's really tanking now. But if you lose in the play-in, you're still in the lottery. So,
yeah, but I think I have confidence that they could win in the play-in. I know
there's one variable. There's one variable that matters.
It's Kawhi.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Garland because Kawhi's actually been playing, but
yeah, but it's Kawhi. It's
John Collins.
Brook
Lopez is starting for them now.
Yeah,
obviously because they traded Zubats, but and they're playing well.
Conan Niederhausen's coming along. Well. Yeah. Brooks has been playing pretty well too. I think Lou is understanding how to use him a little bit better than Doc/Griffin, which should be a surprise to no one.
Yeah. And understanding his limitations.
Yep.
What a concept.
Kawhi had 37 and 33 minutes plus 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. They lost against Orlando.
Yeah, Mathurin missed a game winner against Orlando, I believe.
Yeah, he did. He had 21 points, though. Do you think they're going to buy low on...
wide open 3 to win.
I'm already worried they're going to trade 2 picks for Kawhi in the summer, by the way. My new fear.
I'd be fine with it.
Just the health stuff. I'm scarred on all these guys. I'd rather have Mikal Bridges.
Just suspended?
Also that. Yeah.
No, they would punish the Clippers, not the player, right?
They could suspend. They could punish both. There's been all this buzz about it's coming. Like when? It still hasn't happened, the suspension. So, or any news. Like, forget, there's no impending, no one knows what's going to happen. But there's been all this buzz, like, the Clippers are going to get the hammer put down. That's why Harden wanted out, blah, blah, blah. I don't think so. I think they didn't want to pay him.
He didn't get the extension he wanted.
You know, what's funny about that is I don't think he's eligible for one. So I think this whole thing is like clear tampering, like the kind people used to care about. And Adam Silver's literally like, dude, we have the gambling thing everyone forgot about, thankfully. We have All-Star, which was kind of a win for us. We have the Clippers thing. Like, I don't have time for you right now, James Harden. Tamper more quietly, please. I got bigger tampering on the Clippers right now. I don't have time for this one. Just trade him.
I'm being asked to give a deposition to Congress, man.
Yeah,
it's just can you
cares.
Control yourself for a minute, please?
Nobody cares.
It's kind of crazy that it kind of came out in I think it was the Joe Varden story at The Athletic or maybe this was old and I just haven't been keeping up with it. But with the Terry Rozier stuff, where it's like the NBA did its investigation and had the same evidence that the feds did. And again, I'm probably wrong in saying this, but it was something to the effect of the NBA was like, nah, you're fine. There's no evidence of wrongdoing. And the feds were like, no, there's evidence of wrongdoing.
We disagree. That is crazy. Like, illegal, but not in the CBA. So I don't know if that's the case either.
And it's like, no, Terry Rozier, you're not suspended. You're going to jail.
Yeah. They're talking about a good news, bad news situation there from Terry. Good news is no suspension. Bad news.
Good news, you're getting paid.
Yeah, you're getting paid. Malik Beasley going to play for Bad Bunny. I don't know if we touched on that. Speaking of a different gambling allegation / not suspension, but everyone's worried about.
No, just under investigation.
Also under, but so far nothing's come out. And yeah, he's going to Puerto Rico, which I know players love playing over there. They treat the players super well.
Yeah, didn't Boogie play there for a bit, I think?
Yeah, that one didn't end great. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
God, got banned.
He is banned from Puerto Rico now. But I think he enjoyed it before that, not immediately before. Anyway, we're almost out.
Malik Beasley is experience.
It'd be hard not to. I did want to do one bonus thing here toward the end of the show. Mm-hmm. So it is Black History Month. Obviously, we talk about a lot of Black players covering the NBA and the Bucks specifically in their history. We have done so during this month and before this month. And I think overall, especially if you lump in Adam and Jordan Tresky, who literally wrote a book about Black history, building the Milwaukee Bucks. Not, exclusively through that lens, but obviously if you're chronicling the building of any NBA team post 50, whatever, it's going to basically be Black history too. But we talk a lot about
Kareem,
especially with Kareem and Oscar, and there's a lot of great examples, of course. I think, but I was gonna, we talk about the history of it too, and all the great players and everything. I just did my Bucks all-time starting five, which I changed for my radio hit on the score up here last week. I did no traditional point guard, but we'll talk about that at a later date. But there's one guy I wanted to talk about, one figure who I actually think goes under the radar. And I've been mulling this over as, kind of seeing like the jerseys and everything. The Herd just did a really great Black History theme night, kind of honoring people from all of history, not just basketball. But wanted to do a basketball one in particular here. Oscar Robertson's a great one as well, because obviously led to free agency through his litigation against the NBA during his Royals days. Players' rights all stemmed from that. And as much as sometimes the player empowerment thing is a bit much, still free agency was huge and it made the league much better.
One of my highlights actually from the Jason Kidd era of the Bucks is when they did, I think was it Fox Sports Wisconsin at the time? Yeah. They did a special during Black History Month, or maybe it was just a segment where they had Jason Kidd talking to Oscar Robertson about all of this. And one of the biggest things was just every player should be, whenever they see you, should be coming up and saying thank you. And I'm going to say thank you to Oscar Robertson for all of the stuff that he's done in getting rights for players in the NBA. But so again, Oscar Robertson, a great choice. Yes. However, who you wanted to talk about today is
a guy who helped get Oscar Robertson to Milwaukee in the first place, Wayne Embry, who I think we have a lot of younger, especially viewers on YouTube, but probably pod listeners as well. I'm always staggered when someone I'm working on my finals and I've got the pod on because I don't know. I feel like we're old. I assume everyone who listens to us is old or older, but clearly not. So welcome to the youth. You may have never heard or barely heard of Wayne Embry, which is a shame. He was I think, 5-time All-Star, although his playing career is not really the focus here. Won a championship as the backup to Bill Russell in 1968, played a long career with the Cincinnati Royals, and was the first Milwaukee Bucks team captain. He was selected in the expansion draft in 1968, so started on the first ever Bucks team. Actually had a couple huge games for the Bucks as a player. He only played one season in Milwaukee, but in their first ever game, which was a 5-point loss to the Bulls in Milwaukee Arena in 1968, he had 20 rebounds. He was struggled from the field, but 15 points, 20 rebounds, and 1 assist in that game, which is what a way to start. And you got to keep in mind, like, back then, guys just played a lot. I was reading up on Embry before this pod, and it was like, he averaged 14 minutes for the Celtics behind Russell. And it was framed as like a ton of minutes to play because like the centers would just play like 44 minutes, like 14 minutes. They really carved out a big role for you back then. Yeah. Like, that's a 5-minute per game role. Like, no, he played a lot because he was good. Wayne Embry was good. 5-time All-Star. And in the Bucks' first win in franchise history, had a huge game against the Pistons. 30 points and 10 rebounds. He was 14 of 21 from the field. John McLaughlin had 22. And Dave Gamby, someone who I will have to research because I don't recognize that name at all. I'll have to read Jordan's book again. He had 23 points. But Wayne Embry was the leading scorer in the Bucks' first ever win. And if all this wasn't enough, Wayne Embry, who almost got recruited away from basketball to be like a VP of sales at PepsiCo, was a great business mind as well. I think it was either Russell or Auerbach. I've seen both. Kind of recruited him to play for the Celtics. Then the Bucks take him in the expansion draft. He goes unprotected. He plays a year there. Then he says, I'm really retiring now. And immediately steps into a front office role with the Bucks. So I think first he was the director of player personnel, I think maybe was the title. Yes. Under Ray Patterson, who was the team president. He was a scout as well, and he got more familiar with operations. And this was when he helped Oscar kind of recruit / get the Bucks to trade for Oscar Robertson, who he played with for a long time in Cincinnati. They also traded for Bob Boozer, who was a big Buck back then. Played a lot during his final season, also a Royals teammate. And then when Ray Patterson left the Bucks to take over the Rockets, Embry was unanimously selected as general manager by the Bucks board, which made him the first black NBA general manager, which I think is like a great piece of lore that happened with the Bucks that's not been lost to history, but you just don't hear discussed all that often. And then went on from there. Oh, go ahead.
It's still a massive development even today. There's still an overwhelming minority of GMs that are people of color, not only in the NBA, but across sports. Like, there's a reason that the NFL still has to have their Rooney Rule, which, again, there's a lot of issues with that.
Yeah, had a really rough offseason just now, which I think no black coaches were hired in this NFL hiring cycle.
And that's coach. That's not even GM.
Yeah, the GM, it's even rarer.
Does it apply to both?
I think it applies to both.
But regardless, they still have a lot of issues with that to the point that they have to have a rule. The NBA doesn't even have that. Where it's like there's not even a guarantee of an equal opportunity for interviews or things of that nature. So it's like, even back then, like, what is that, 1972?
72.
That's 54 years ago, and we're still seeing those same issues.
And it wasn't just NBA. It was the first black general manager in any major U.S. sport. So legitimate history there. And then he did it again. He was the GM over the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar trade, which if you followed us for any amount of time, you will know, not on either of our worst Bucks trades lists because they didn't have a choice. Like, that just was something that was going to happen. So he maneuvered that trade.
Plus, you get good players back.
Got some good players back. He and Costello stepped down in 76, I believe, and ends up going to the Pacers and then the Cavs, where he led both of those teams as well. And also ends up becoming the executive operating officer and team president of the Cavs, which also makes him the first black team president in NBA history. So really someone who accomplished a ton, regardless of, who he was in his race, but certainly was a trailblazer in front office roles, both sides, like the business and the NBA side. We just talked about that split with the Bucks replacing Fagan with Glessing. Wayne Embry was an absolute trailblazer and legend of the NBA and certainly of the Bucks. And I just wanted to take some time to recognize him before February does end, which is happening soon, for everything that he accomplished. An actual Hall of Famer as well.
Yeah. This is fun. I didn't know this. When he was the interim GM of the Raptors in 2006, do you know who took over for him?
Oh, it was Mr. Collar, right?
Yes, it was Brian Colangelo.
Yeah. I saw at least through 2024, he's still a senior advisor for the Raptors. I don't know if that's still the case, but Wayne Embry still doing it, man.
Yeah,
88 years old.
Yeah, incredible. I think he's gaining some more attention now because of all the attention around Miami of Ohio.
Oh yeah,
the last undefeated men's college basketball team. Just crazy. They're 27-0.
I think they retired his number. Yeah.
He is.
His number 23 is retired.
Yeah, for context, he went to Miami of Ohio.
Yeah.
So, yeah, his number 23 is retired there. He was 2-time first-team All-MAC.
Yeah.
Nice.
57 and 58.
Sacramento State's joining the MAC as a football-only team.
That's wild.
What are we doing here?
I don't know.
What are we doing?
We can't. The whole college thing is messed up now.
But no, Wayne Embry, like you were saying, an absolute trailblazer of the industry and someone who is underrated, underappreciated. Like I was talking to some people about Miami, and I was saying like, oh yeah, Wayne Embry went to Miami, and they're like, who's Wayne Embry?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, let me tell you. Like, if these were Bucks fans I was talking to.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, it's kind of crazy. Like, I didn't say this to them, obviously, but I think it speaks to a general trend of a lot of Bucks fans don't know Wayne Embry. They don't know how important Wayne Embry is to the sport, to sports in general.
Yeah.
Wayne Embry is an absolute trailblazer, and just how important he is and continues to be, I guess, in terms of the NBA and just sports in general, and an absolute legend who happened to make history with the Milwaukee Bucks, which I think is great.
Yeah, I mean, there were things that I knew the outline, right? Like I knew Wayne Embry was a GM of the Bucks and was the first black general manager in the NBA. Didn't realize he went on to be the first team president to do that as well. And also, I kind of overlooked his Bucks playing career. Only one season, and obviously they didn't accomplish a ton that first year, but like a legitimately good player who had some huge games to kind of get the franchise started as well. So shout out to Wayne Embry. I just wanted to kind of share that and give him a little bit of, very limited, right? But a little bit of time or spotlight, I guess, whatever spotlight we can shed, because he certainly deserves it for all that he's accomplished. So,
yeah, absolutely. He's a trustee of the Hall of Fame. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, I mean, just literally someone who's been involved in innumerable ways on all different levels of basketball.
Oh, he has a statue outside Millett Hall in Miami. I didn't know that.
He won a couple executives of the year. I believe none with the Bucks, but more in the 90s when he was with the other.
Yeah, 92 and
just 97. A true Midwest guy, by the way. Born and raised in Ohio, and then worked for, Toronto's as close to the U.S. Midwest as you can get, but also Milwaukee, Indiana, Cleveland.
Yeah. What an icon.
Yeah.
Is there any? Are we missing anything? I'm sure we're missing a lot of things
on Embry,
but yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we could do probably a 10-episode thing on his life and his journey and everything he's accomplished. But I think those are the kind of key bullets, and hope he's doing well. And I think it'd be cool if the Bucks recognized him a bit too. I think they've done some, and you mentioned the great segment that they did with Kidd back in the day, but certainly someone who can continue to be recognized for all that he's done.
Yeah. So it's great to see that, there's been so much accomplished, and still there's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah.
But it's cool to recognize that there's been a lot of people associated with the Milwaukee Bucks who have just made history in sports and continue to advance and help achieve equality, if we'll ever get there.
Yeah. Yeah. We're working on it. Not all of us, but some of us, and takes a long time, but hopefully moving in the right direction.
Yeah, and it's good to recognize those pillars who have really helped shape the way for how we can continue to progress and move forward.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you said we should do this time.
Yeah, it's just our very, very small part, but again, Wayne Embry, just to your point, I'm glad you had that anecdote too, because I'm sure a lot of people just really have very little or no idea about everything that he did. And I think it's just great to see like the Bucks have these people like this who have accomplished so much, like you said too, and certainly a big part of the franchise's story.
Yeah, so if you are unfamiliar, go read up more on Wayne Embry.
Yep.
Go read Jordan's book, just in general.
Yep.
But just try to educate yourself and learn more about how people came to be and how these things happen. So
a lot of these guys wrote books too. The last thing I know Kareem has, Oscar maybe did. I know Wayne Embry did write a book too that rankled some feathers, but that's okay. That was his right to do and tell his story as he believes it. So that's another great piece of history is a lot of these guys ended up writing books about everything they did and went through. So invaluable resources as well.
Yeah, read books.
Read books. Please read books.
So yeah, thank you. And thank you for listening to this episode of the Eurostep here on Blue Wire and GSPN, presented by our great friends at Prize Picks. Make sure you subscribe wherever you're listening or watching this podcast on your podcast platform of choice. Leave that 5-star review on YouTube. Like the video, engage in the comments. So there's always fun discussions going on in there.
Always.
Lively. Yeah, pod random. And we'll talk to you next time.